Welcome back to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast. And in case you're just joining us, you're listening to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast with Emmy, Hikins and Trevor.
Another 20 minutes, but we really sometimes feel we're still awake. So it's kind of a midway situation. The third stage is very deep sleep, where if somebody tried to rouse us, to wake us, they would have a real job to do that. It may be sometimes in the mornings if you're waking a partner up or somebody else. You think, well, I can't wake them up. You know, it's not easy to wake some people up in that phase. And then the last phase is the rapid eye movement, REM, which is where most of our hallucinations, and I use that word because I think researchers tend to use that word, that's where most of the dreams actually happen, within that rapid eye movement situation. And that's quite interesting because, again, at the University of Chicago, which have looked at not just dreams, but sleep quite a lot, and I think it was back in the 1950s, apparently, that one researcher wanted to measure some brain waves for his department in the university. So it involved getting a volunteer, and it turned out to be his son. This researcher's name, I think, was Eugene Aserinsky, something like that. And his son, Armand, who was 8, agreed to spend a night trying to sleep so they could monitor the brain waves. And after about, it all went quiet when he went to sleep. They were in another room. And then after about 20 minutes, so it's more than that, probably after about an hour, the monitor started jerking about, looking as if he was awake, as if there was activity going on with the brain and therefore the body. So they went into the room and he was still fast asleep, but they noticed his eyelids, his eyes were going sort of up and down, lots and lots of movement. And, you know, he looked into this, did Aserinsky, and it turns out he discovered rapid eye movement. That's where that came from. And he never really put it down to what was going on, why the eyes are swiveling. But a lot of researchers think it is to do with watching our dreams, which in themselves is another strange thing, isn't it? To be, for example, chased by zombies, or unaccountably finding ourselves naked at a bus stop with no obvious reason for that. And they all seem so absolutely realistic. So this whole business, and you may say, well, that's where the rapid eye movement comes from, if we're a bit shocked to see what we may be seeing in the dream. But they're the stages of sleep, the 4 stages. Some say it's 5 because they split the deep sleep into 2. But those cycles go on about 4 to 5 times every night. So you get back to the very light sleeping. Very often, apparently, when people say that, I slept right through the night, very often, apparently, they haven't. They think they have, but they have actually woken up in that very light stage of sleep at the beginning of the 4 stages, the 4 phases, and they have actually not remembered that's actually what has happened. So, yes, the 4 stages, 4 or 5 times, those cycles go through the night. And another thing that happens in our sleep, I don't know whether you've experienced it, either of you, but that sudden sense, you dropped off to sleep, or almost, and you suddenly fall. There's a sense of dropping, you fall. And it's quite uncomfortable, really, you say.
We're going to take a short break now. We're back shortly. You've been listening to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show with Trevor and Emmy Hikins. The Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast is looking for sponsors. If you're a company out there looking to spread the word about the products and services you provide, please get in touch with Deepstuff Radio Podcast on info@deepstuffrecords.com, or to use the contact form on our website to contact us, please visit radio.deepstuffrecords.com. Also, if you're looking to get involved on the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast, reach out via our Deepstuff Radio Facebook page. Thank you.